The other day, the craziest reminder popped up for me from YouTube, reminding me that it's been 2 years that I have now been posting on YouTube. I've actually been making videos for about 4. I started making them in 2020. Here is July of 2021, and I'm so happy I have these videos to look back on because look at that little tiny baby chihuahua and my adorable little red cottage. It's so fun to look back and see where I was a few years ago. I've shared before how I was just making little monthly videos of clips that just had beautiful moments to help me look at and really appreciate how beautiful my life was despite challenges. But it was in July of 2022, 2 years ago now, that I decided to try making longer format videos and actually posting them here on YouTube. I had zero expectations when I started posting these videos. In fact, I kind of assumed it would be a personal project that wouldn't really go anywhere because I've had many of those kinds of projects, from blogs that never took off to you name it. I've tried things and it just didn't really work. But something about these videos felt different and special, and I think really what it was that was special was the women that found this channel have been amazing, and I'm so thankful that there's such a lovely community of you out there. Making these videos has continued to be for me all about focusing on how beautiful the world around us is to help grow my gratitude. And lately it's been the skies that have just been capturing my heart. Oh my word, they've been so amazing lately. And that's probably because we've been switching between incredibly hot and incredibly stormy.
You didn't used to be scared of thunder. You don't have to be scared. Come. Come. It's okay. You don't have to be scared, buddy. It's just thunder.
And thanks to the rain, my garden is finally getting really happy, and I'm getting happy looking at this incredible bee balm that has finally started to bloom. Bee balm is, aside from being so bright and colorful, a fabulous way to attract both bees and butterflies to your garden, along with hummingbirds. There is a very long list of ways that you can use bee balm medicinally, both making tinctures or making lotions, teas. There's so many ways, and it has so many health benefits. I'm personally finding that the greatest health benefit is that the color just absolutely makes me happy. Last year I planted maybe 3 or 4 different little bee balm flowers that I took from across the property, and look at what it's given me this year. Wow. There was a hummingbird. He popped right down. Bee balm is in the mint family, so much like a mint plant that you have to really be careful to not let take over your box, as mine has here, you have to be careful with your bee balm as well because it can very quickly spread and take over your garden. Although I have to say that an entire field of bee balm would make me pretty happy, almost as much as an entire field of beautiful lavender plants, which I have never seen for myself in person, but I know one of these days I will get to see that. I'm very curious to know, and you'll have to leave a comment below, if you're someone who likes their water room temperature or ice cold. I feel like most Americans like their water iced cold. I usually do not, but when it gets really hot, especially for a prolonged period of time as it has been here now, I do like cold water. So I've been infusing both some bee balm along with mint and cucumber every day in a few jars and putting it in the refrigerator. So I always have some nice cold refreshing water ready to go. So leave a comment below and let me know what kind of a water drinker you are. It also just kind of blows my mind this time of year that I get to just walk outside and there's like a free flower store waiting for me every day so that I can refresh the beautiful little bud vases that I have throughout the cottage. It makes me so happy. You are a huge, huge, huge groundhog. Oh my goodness. You can't go that way. Get him, buddy. Get him. Come here. Get him. Get him. He's big, buddy. Get him. Tell him to get out. Say, this is your garden. This is your garden. Yeah. Oh, that's a bug. I cannot tell you how much I am grateful to get to work with people who love to laugh and have fun. This particular day, we did a little photo shoot in a local farmer's market in Kingston, and it was so much fun.
These are zucchini flowers. They're amazing. Have you ever had them? Ice cream. Oh yeah,
You love this beef liver so much. I know. You want this? Charlie expects only the best treats when I leave him alone for work. So here he was getting his beef liver.
Hey, lie down. It's kind of gross. Lie down. Down. Oof, stinks, buddy. Bye-bye.
I'd like to thank Blueland for sponsoring today's video. All of Blueland's cleaning products are free of the things I avoid, like phosphates and chlorine bleach, parabens, VOCs, and ammonia, and other harsh chemicals. I love that Blueland uses no single-use plastic in any component, from bottles to tablets and wrappers and shipping. I got the hand soap and toilet bowl cleaner starter set. You get this beautiful glass jar that can be reused over and over simply by adding in Blueland's tablets. Most widely available cleaning products contain around 90% water, but with Blueland you only pay for this tiny tablet and then you add your own water to the forever bottle. It smells amazing, and refill tablets start at just $2.25. The toilet tablets also smell amazing and are so easy to use. Just drop one in, watch it fizz, brush, and flush. That's it. Blueland is sharing a special offer for my viewers. Get 15% off your first purchase by visiting blueland.com/Little Boho Cottage or click the QR code. Thank you so much, Blueland, for sponsoring this video. I headed back to the oh so adorable town of Rhinebeck for a little photo shoot, and I just love getting to wander around the streets. This was actually July 5th, so it was the morning, and I don't think people had quite gotten up just yet after the 4th of July. But I stopped in to Bread Alone, which, look at this place. I could probably eat every single one of those items there, but I did not. I just got a little sandwich and an iced coffee, but I love this place. Not gonna lie, this is my second breakfast of the day. I had a smoothie this morning before I left for this photo shoot, but I'm not around a Bread Alone all that often, so I had to stop, and it is so good. I'm gonna pay for it later because I'm allergic to gluten and dairy, but it is so good. It's so hot. All right, it says it's only 82, but it is so humid that it feels like crazy. I'm so glad we were able to get our shoot done. I was worried the whole time one of the ladies who was supposed to model didn't show up, and she's such a conscientious person. She's always on time, like, so I got scared and I was like, oh man. And she wasn't responding to texts. So I was like, oh, please tell me there wasn't an accident or something. So I had my bread alone after we finished our shoot, but I was still just like stressed. And now I just got a text that she got confused on the days, which I even said to one of the other ladies modeling, hopefully she's just confused because of the holiday, like throwing us off, because today is Friday. Yesterday was Thursday, the 4th of July. So like, I feel like it throws people off. So she was thinking today was Saturday instead of Friday. So all's well. I got my bread alone. We got some great photos. But that's like the worst feeling when you don't know if someone's okay or not. And especially when they do something that's not normal for them. So I don't know how you parents do it because I don't have kids, but obviously I would be a worrier as a parent. That's clear. But now I'm in Rhinebeck, and Rhinebeck has so many cute things. Thunderstorms are going to come in pretty soon, but I'm debating. I mean, I'm all the way out here. I feel like I have to do something. I was actually really hoping there are these, I could get it wrong what they are, but to me they look like Buddhist monks. I'm not sure. A whole group of them wandering around the town. And I was so hoping that when I was sitting down, one of them would come sit down with me and we could just have a chat. But that didn't happen. I've got to figure out where to go. I could go to an antique store. There's a really cool antique mall. I can't afford anything there, but it's very fun to visit. I could go to the Hudson River. There's a really cool spot to go sit and read. I could go to a thrift store. I don't know where to go. You'll know in a minute where I decide. Surprise, surprise. I ended up in a food co-op. I needed some B vitamins, so I got that. And then I was absolutely loving the packaging on this brand. I've never seen it before. I love checking out new brands, but I didn't get any. And I love checking out new brands of kombucha, but that was a really pricey one. It was $7 a bottle. So I got a brand I normally get, and then enjoyed the sunflowers that have just popped up. These are the first I've seen of the season. Have you ever read the novel Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier? If so, you may remember the line in the beginning where she says she had a dream she was driving up the long drive to Manderley. That is what this drive reminds me of on the way up to the Mills Mansion in Staatsburg. I used to live very close to this mansion. It's right next to the Vanderbilt mansion, and I would come here all the time, but it's been probably 5 or 6 years since I've been here, so it felt really nice to stop by and visit. It's amazing though how the moment I step foot somewhere I haven't been in a while, memories come back. I used to come and sit on this bench here all the time. I just lived maybe 10 minutes up the road, and I would come sit here, and the river is just right in front here. And I'd watch it, and it was a thinking spot. And I remember I came here one day, like my grandfather had just passed away. It was just this horrible time. It was just a horrible day. And I was like, I'm going to come sit here. And there's not usually a lot of people around. It's a quiet area. And I see this little older woman walking. And I could tell she was coming to also use the bench. So I, motioned for her to come on over and, said she could sit here too. And I thought this is going to be perfect. I'm going to have this lovely little conversation, and it's going to be like a little blessing for me today. So we're chatting, and she asked me something about my husband, and I said I wasn't married. And she said, oh, well, don't you want to be married? You're getting pretty old. Right then I was like, oh boy. I was like, yes, I'd love that, but only to the right person. And then she looked me up and down and she said, I'm going to tell you something. I was like, okay. She's like, if you would like to find a nice man, you're going to have to lose weight. I'm sorry, but you just are. And I was like, thank you. And yeah, I don't know what it is. I hadn't thought about that until literally I sat down on the bench right here just a minute ago, and like that memory came washing back over me. And it made me laugh because I remember at the time, like I just felt crushed. I was already feeling pretty crushed just with life. But I was like, that was the very last thing I needed. But I've done some growing since then, because that was probably 7 or 8 years ago, maybe. And I was probably even thinner than I am now. So not that I was thin, but yeah, 7 or 8 years ago. And I've done some work on myself since. So it would still hurt my feelings. I was like trying to imagine if that happened right now, would I be as hurt by that? I probably would still be hurt. I think that's natural, but I'm proud of myself. I've done some growth, and I think I would just kind of laugh it off as, inappropriate things people say sometimes. But yeah, just funny how the memories can come back when you go to a place. But I have plenty of really nice memories too. Now, the last time I was down in this neck of the woods, I did not have time to stop at the Hyde Park consignment store. So I made sure that that's where I ended up because I love this place. It is so full of so many treasures. Everywhere you look, there's just something really cool to see. After wandering around a bit, I found this really cool room divider that I thought would look really, really nice as a headboard, but it was a little pricey, so maybe I will end up making something like that myself. And I did not get these glass hummingbird feeders, even though I love them, because I would break them. I loved this little picture here. I thought it was so happy, but unfortunately it had some holes in it, so I left it. And that's a cool hair dryer and so many fun little items that if I had a bigger space, I would want to grab, but I have to be selective. And I was actually tempted to get a Nancy Drew because I love reading Nancy Drew. I read them my whole life, but my mom has the whole collection in Maine, so I don't need to do that. I'm such a sucker for fabrics and different textiles, and there's always cool ones here at this particular consignment store. I even found a rug. My aunt had made that exact rug for me when I was a little girl. And then some really cool vintage pieces of clothing, but nothing that I decided I loved enough to bring home because it would mean I'd have to get rid of something that I already had at home. I was a little tempted by the rug, but then I did cave when it came to this pillow. It was half off and so happy. And then I made one last stop at a thrift store that I absolutely love. I've been looking for just summer nighties to wear that are really cool since it's so hot, but I didn't find any. I did, of course, find some fun finds in their linen and bedding section. They always have the best bedding in this particular thrift store. That's not the most colorful happy haul ever. I don't know what is. I'm happy with my finds. Often when I bring home things from the thrift store, there is just too strong of a smell left over from the owner's detergents that have been used over the years. But I find if I wash them and then leave them out in the sun and then the rain and then the sun and then the rain, after a few cycles of that, they start to lose that smell and then I'm able to bring them in. It is so much fun changing up the bedroom because comforters can make such a giant change. Just one easy thing, changing the comforter or changing the curtains, putting in a few different pillows, that can just totally change the room up. And I had gotten this comforter at the thrift store thinking that I would hang it up behind the bed where I have that quilt hanging already, which I really love. But sometimes you just want to change. But as I got it in here, I thought maybe it would work better on the bed, so I tried that out. But after a little cuddle with Charlie, I decided to check and see if maybe it would look good hanging up here behind the bed after all. And I decided that I did kind of like it. It has definitely a different look than the other quilt that was there, which needs a little wash anyway. So I took that quilt down to wash and hang out to put outside for just a little while. And meanwhile, I'll keep this other quilt hanging up behind the bed. And I think it looks cute. I quickly realized though that it was too long, it dragged down to the floor. So it was hot, so I changed into shorts and quickly went ahead and cut off some length and then did not finish it properly, but just hung the cut side up at the top, and for now, I think it's good enough. That brings us to the end of another video. I still can't believe it's been 2 years now that I've been posting these videos. If you've been here that whole time, wow, thank you. If you've been here just for this one video, thank you. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.